Like at knowing, what's at stake to get along.
Back at it, square one. That game's good, but it's in the past now. So we enjoyed it. Yesterday we really, thought about where we were, just how blessed we were to be in that position to be able to play in March Madness. But that game's over. Now we're on to this national championship game with Texas, and that's our mindset. Like we're playing like there's no tomorrow, man. We got to play with that fire, with that intensity, with that desperation that this could be our last game, and we don't want it to be because we love this team. We love, what's going on this season. So we got to play with that fire and play with that toughness, and that's our main thing going into this game.
You mentioned national championship games that you guys approach every game from on.
Every game is a national championship game. You got to treat it like that, or you won't be able to get to where you want to get to. And this isn't just a second round game. When you think about it like that, you think that there's other rounds that you can get to. No, this is a tournament that if you lose, you're done. So this has to be our national championship game for us. And when we win it, it's gonna feel like we put in a lot of work, and it's gonna feel really good. So I think that's the biggest thing, for us as a team is really coming together and having that same mindset, going in like, with desperation.
I think about the games both these teams had yesterday. Texas held their opponent under 50, standing with you guys. Do you foresee this game potentially being a bit of a defensive battle? Because I feel like that's the backbone sort of what this team does as well.
I'm not really sure if what they're going to do. I know they're going to continue to do what they've been doing all year, which has been a really good offensive team. But I know what we can control, and that's the defensive end. So I know what we're going to be able to do defensively is really shut down and really come together and provide a standstill when it comes to our defense. And if they're going to hit shots, it's going to be tough shots. It's going to be a hard night for everybody. So that's just the main goal. You're never going to shut anybody out. You're never going to just completely stop a team because we're college basketball players. We're good players. But you can always make those shots tougher for each and every player that's on the court, and that's our main goal. We don't know how they're gonna approach the game. We don't know how the game is gonna go on offense on both ends, but we know that we can control our defense, and that's gonna be the main thing going into this game.
Thank you for your time.
What do you remember about the games against Texas the last 2 years?
I think it was toughness. Toughness was the first thing that comes to mind when I think about Texas games. A lot of grit, a lot of toughness, a lot of boxing out, a lot of defense, a lot of hard, bumps with each other. So I think that's the first thing that really comes to mind. Is just you got to be the tougher team if you want to win.
What stood out about Tyrese Hunter in that game last year?
He was aggressive. He likes to get downhill, likes to come off the pick and roll. He wants to get to the basket. He can shoot the ball. He's a really good complete player. And obviously, he has a lot of confidence in himself. But we got to make sure that we limit his transition buckets. We got to make sure we limit his rhythm that he has in the game and really come out and kind of disturb him early so he doesn't, build on that rhythm.
How much Max A-Smith have you watched in the last 12 hours?
I've definitely seen him a couple times. I really, probably last night, I really wanted to take time to really focus on the win that we just had and really build on that. But coming in this morning, just seeing how he plays, seeing kind of the shots he wants to get to, why he's so difficult to guard, and it really is hard because he can shoot the ball from far out and he has a lot of range. But there's always a weakness for somebody's game. It's always somehow in some way you can exploit a player's offensive abilities, and that's what I'm looking at leading into this game. Just trying to get him off that 3-point line, get him out of rhythm, and hopefully make all his shots tough.
For you personally, what's the excitement like when you look at the scout and you see two guards like that? You're gonna have to defend?
Man, it's kind of what you dream of, in my opinion. Obviously it's going to be different for everybody, but I love playing against the big name players, the players that everybody loves, the players that everybody thinks are amazing, because it gives me that edge and that competitive fire to go and stop that. And being the guy that is known to stop players like that, it just makes me want to build on that and really keep that resume going. So it's going to be exciting, man. Just the adjustments, just the back and forth, and them wanting to compete just as much as I do. But knowing that, it's going to be a tough battle going into this game, it's going to be exciting.
Is it an easier scout in any ways, just since y'all played Texas the last few years? You have some familiarity with them?
always have familiarity with how they play, but each team is different from year to year, and this is a completely different team than it was last year. And obviously, I'm excited to play against them and see just how much they've adjusted from last year to this year. So I take this scout just as like I do every other scout, and really analyze everything about their game, everything about the team, and kind of the strengths that they have, and trying to attack those weaknesses.
Thanks, man.
No problem.